Now, what are the sources which tells us about the Gupta period? So first is the Vishnu Purana and the Vayu Purana. Now it talks about the religious belief, the culture, okay, the rituals, the rules of the rituals, all are enlisted in this Vayu and what we call it as a Vishnu Purana. Okay, now these texts were written completely in the Sanskrit language. Now, although this book cover you may find it in the English alphabets or literature, but during that time it was only in the Sanskrit language. After that you will see Mudrarakshasa. Okay, after that you will see Mudrarakshasa. Rakshasa and okay, and Devi Chandraguptam. Devi Chandraguptam. Now, both of them were written by Vishakhadatta. Vishakhadatta. Okay. Now, Vishakhadatta, when wrote the Mudrarakshasa, okay, now this Mudrarakshasa is consisting of majorly the Buddhism which is being followed by the society. Okay, Buddhism which is being followed by the society right from the Mauryan up to Gupta period. So we get everything about the cultural beliefs regarding the Gupta period from this Mudrarakshasa and the Devi Chandraguptam. So Devi Chandraguptam reports us about some of the political scenario during that period. So Devi Chandraguptam would be majorly one of the example. Now this is one example which I have taken out. Okay. So this is one of the example or the case study which you can put it in your answers and also consider as the major fact, because it is being debated by many of the historians and it has been confirmed. This fact has been confirmed that there was a conflict between the Ramagupta and the Chandragupta, his brother Chandragupta I. Okay, Chandragupta I. So this has been presented in the Devi Chandraguptam text. Okay, now after this we also have the Narad Smruti and the Brihaspati Smruti of the Gupta period, which tells about the polity. Okay, which tells about the polity or the legal system, duties, social structure and the family laws. Okay, after that the Kaumudi Mahotsav. Okay, the Kaumudi Mahotsav, now it is an art or the play, okay, which tells us about the political landscape. Okay, now this reflects the polity. Okay, here this reflects the religion and the culture. This two text reflects the religion and the culture, and this reflects about the society or the rituals that were being followed by the society during that time. Okay, so please try to note the sources very well, very accurately, because the questions were asked around the Mudrarakshasa up till now and the Vishnu Purana. Now there are chances that the other sources would be also appearing in your question series in your preliminary examination. Now after this, we also find the evidences from the foreign travelers. Now, as I have told you that we'll see the foreign travelers majorly from the post-Mauryan period, when we'll see the invasion of the external players on our Indian subcontinent. So, during the post-Mauryan period, we had majorly discussed about along the Fa-Hien. Okay. Now, during the Gupta period, we'll see that the Fa-Hien, okay, the Fa-Hien, who is a Chinese pilgrim. Okay. Now, this is the screenshot right from the NCERT. Okay, please read it out. So Chinese pilgrim visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II. Okay, his primary aim was to visit the Buddhist religious places and to take with him the copies of Buddhist religious text. Okay, so here they are saying about the demand of the foreign travelers. Okay, he therefore traveled through the Gupta period and also wrote down his impressions about India. Okay, now this talks about his writings. Okay, as his main interest was the religion, we know nothing about the political condition of the India and his account. So if the name of the Fa-Hien comes, you should know that he would be majorly talking upon the religion only, upon the culture only, and not on any of the political fact. Political fact would be evident right from the court poets like Harisena, Kalidasa. Okay, now the Kalidasa had written n number of texts. Majorly there were two texts which are quite popular. We'll have that. And the second traveler is the I-King, okay, or we also call it as a I-Tsing. Okay, so he came during the 7th century. Okay, that is during the post Gupta period. Okay, now he considered in his writing that the Sri Gupta was the one who founded, or the Maharajadhiraja. Okay, now I have told you that the Gupta kings called themselves as the Maharajadhiraja after Chandragupta I. Okay, so the Sri Gupta would be called as just Maharaja, but when we term the Chandragupta I and his successors, we would be initiating them with the title Maharajadhiraja. That is King of Kings. That is King of Kings. King of Kings. So they were known as the King of Kings. Okay, but before that they were only termed as the Maharaja. So the I-Tsing considered the Sri Gupta as main founder of the Gupta dynasty, and that is why we come to know, and in fact on some of the inscription also it has been written, but that is why we come to know that the Gupta dynasty was been founded by the Sri Gupta, who was a court employee from the Kushan dynasty. Okay, now he also talks about the Mriga Sikha Vahana. Now, what is the Mriga Sikha Vahana? It is a place where the Buddhist people would be staying, okay, when they would be having their journey to the Indian subcontinent. Now, this pilgrim, okay, this pilgrim is located at present day Bengal, okay. Now, in Bengal, it was facilitated for the foreign travelers by providing them each kind of facility. Okay, so this place, this rock caves are known as the Mriga Sikha Vahana. Okay, so it is something like this, a single room, okay, a single room being cutted in the rock. Okay, so this were considered as the Chinese pilgrims. Okay, these were considered as the Chinese pilgrims. So whoever travelers would come from China, okay, they would be given the residential facility at this pilgrim, and they would be also entitled to write their own scripts, to learn about the Buddhist culture and everything, like somewhat like the Gurukul system. Okay, similar to the Gurukul system, but yes, there were some of the differences. Gurukul system is explicitly like having the gurus and the Shishya Parampara. Okay, but this was not that. Like they came right like for internship, okay, in that way. Okay, so this was the pilgrim which I-King talked about. Okay, now just remember who were the two foreign traveler. First was the Fa-Hien and the second was the I-King. Now just take a note that both of this foreign traveler were the Chinese travelers. Okay, so you can see that the Buddhist connection between Indian subcontinent and the China was since ancient India. Now it specially grew during the post-Mauryan period, and it majorly grew during the Gupta period. Okay.